What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Tuesday, May 10th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 12-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. I like Justin Verlander pitching against a low-salary batting team, the Minnesota Twins. Justin Verlander only giving up a .562 OPS versus righties. He's facing 6 righties. And the reason I like this pick is because the Twins have only hit 7 of his last 76 pitches. That's a .092 batting average and a pretty big sample size. Justin Verlander is $10,800 FanDuel salary, $400 less on DraftKings, averaging 41 fantasy points per game on the season. He has an ERA of 1.93. Record is 3-1, pitching an average of 89 pitches per game. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a low-scoring game. Only 6.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Justin Verlander here versus the Minnesota Twins. Now I also like Aaron Nola pitching against the low-salary batting team, the Seattle Mariners. Aaron Nola is only giving up a .625 OPS versus lefties, facing 4 lefties. He also only gives up a .527 OPS versus switch hitters, facing 2 switch hitters. And I like this pick because the Mariners have only hit 7 of his last 35 pitches. That's a 200 batting average. He's $9,700 FanDuel salary, $800 less on DraftKings, averaging 34 fantasy points per game on the season. He has an ERA of 3.38. Record is 1-3, and he's pitching an average of 87 pitches per game. Vegas thinks there's going to be 7 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. But I like Aaron Nola here versus the Seattle Mariners. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Juan Yepez with a 46% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Kyle Bradish. Juan Yepez is batting 25% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.341 OPS versus righties, and Kyle Bradish pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 21% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .980 OPS versus righties. Juan Yepez is only $2,500 FanDuel salary, same price on DraftKings, averaging 14 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .474. He scored 31 fantasy points last game. Salary is still super cheap. So I like Juan Yepez here versus Kyle Bradish. Now I also like Josh Bell with a 38% batting advantage over Taylor Megill. And Josh Bell is batting 23% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .981 OPS versus righties. Tyler Megill is batting 15% better. He's pitching 15% worse to switch hitters. He's giving up a .749 OPS versus switch hitters. Josh Bell is 2 for 7 versus Megill. That's a .286 batting average with a 1 OPS. One of those 2 hits is a home run. He's $3,800 FanDuel salary, $1,500 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .343. So I like Josh Bell here versus Tyler Megill. I also like Ji-Man Choi with a 51% batting advantage over Reed Detmers. Ji-Man Choi batting 16% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.032 OPS versus lefties. Reed Detmers pitches his worst ball versus switch hitters, 35% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 1.072 OPS versus switch hitters. Ji-Man Choi is 3,400 FanDuel salary, 700 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .306. So I like Ji-Man Choi here versus Reed Detmers.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Owen Miller with a 46% batting advantage over Lucas Giolito. Owen Miller batting 14% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .817 OPS versus righties. Lucas Giolito, he's pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 32% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .831 OPS versus righties. Owen Miller is 1 for 3 versus Giolito. He's 3,200 FanDuel salary, 1,700 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .338. So I like Owen Miller here versus Lucas Giolito. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. Here's a home run hitter for you, a dong of the day. I like Manny Machado with a 50% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Wade Miley. Manny Machado is batting 25% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.180 OPS versus lefties. Wade Miley pitching 24% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .763 OPS versus righties. And Manny Machado is 5 for 19 with a .263 batting average and a .996 OPS versus Miley. And 2 of those 5 hits are for home runs. He's 4,500 FanDuel salary, 1,200 more on DraftKings, averaging 15 fantasy points per game on the season, and he's got a batting average of .381. So I like Manny Machado here versus Wade Miley. I also like DJ LeMahieu with a 45% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. DJ LeMahieu is batting 25% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .889 OPS versus lefties. Yusei Kikuchi pitching 21% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .814 OPS versus righties. DJ is 6 for 14, batting a .429 batting average and a 1.029 OPS versus Kikuchi. He's only 3,300 FanDuel salary. He's 1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .283. So I like DJ LeMahieu here versus Yusei Kikuchi. I also like Alec Baum with a 66% batting advantage over Robbie Ray. Alec Baum is batting 19% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .829 OPS versus lefties. Robbie Ray pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .757 OPS versus righties. And Alec Bohm is 3 for 5 with a 1.267 OPS versus Ray, only 2,900 FanDuel salary and only 900 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .317. So I like Alec Bohm here versus Robbie Ray.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Wander Franco with a 69% batting advantage over Reed Detmers. Wander Franco batting 34% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.088 OPS versus lefties, and Reed Detmers pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, giving up a 1.072 OPS versus switch hitters. Wander Franco is 3,800 FanDuel salary, 1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .322. So I like Wander Franco here versus Reed Detmers. I also like Jean Segura with a 56% batting advantage over Robbie Ray. Jean Segura batting 8% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .817 OPS versus lefties. Robbie Ray is batting 48%, he's pitching 48% worse to righties as he does lefties, and he's giving up a .757 OPS versus righties. Jean Segura is 3 for 6 with a 1.333 OPS versus Ray. He's only 2,800 FanDuel salary, 1,100 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .293. So I like Jean Segura here versus Robbie Ray. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. Here's another home run hitter pick. I like Aaron Judge with a 34% batting advantage over the low salary pitcher Yusei Kikuchi. Aaron Judge is batting 13% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.027 OPS versus lefties. Yusei Kikuchi pitching 21% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .814 OPS versus righties. Now Aaron Judge is only 2 for 11 versus Kikuchi. That's a 182 batting average, but he has a 1.084 OPS because both of those hits are for home runs. So Aaron Judge swinging for the fences versus Yusei Kikuchi. He's 4,400 FanDuel salary, 1,500 more on DraftKings, averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season, has a batting average of .284. So I like Aaron Judge here versus Yusei Kikuchi. I also like Nick Castellanos with a 59% batting advantage over Robbie Ray. Nick Castellanos batting 11% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .960 OPS versus lefties. Robbie Ray pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .757 OPS versus righties. Nick Castellanos is 1 for 2 versus Ray. He's 3,400 FanDuel salary, 1,200 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .311. So I like Nick Castellanos here versus Robbie Ray.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.